This is my lone tomato that is left. Got one little bitty tomato that is not gonna make it. But what I'm gonna do is cut some of these tops off, remove the blooms, and put them in this cup of water. And I'm gonna try to save them through the winter. Well, first we're going to gather the pepper plants. Here it is in November, and we're still picking peppers. It's great. I love it. We'll start with the bell peppers. That is quite a few bell peppers, for November especially. These are the Lesya peppers, L-E-S-Y-A, and it's probably one of the sweetest peppers in the world, and I'm gonna have a snack. Now we're gonna move on to the jalapeno peppers. I think I'm going to ferment these and then make a hot sauce out of all the peppers I gather. This is my lone tomato that is left. Got one little bitty tomato that is not gonna make it. But what I'm gonna do is cut some of these tops off, remove the blooms, and put them in this cup of water. And I'm gonna try to save them through the winter. It worked for me the year before last very well. Last year, about the last of February, 1st of March, they got aphids. Now, I did not expect aphids in February and March, so they went unnoticed and they killed my tomato plants. But we'll keep an eye out for that this year. But I'm going to harvest some of these and try to save them for next year. And these are my German pinks. And this is the last surviving tomato plant that I've got of that. So that's what I'm going to take cuttings off of. We're going to go ahead and trim most of this off. I'm going to leave these top sections to leave. I'm going to remove the blooms. There's one little one right there. And that's why I'm going to save it. Just drop it in my water there. And I'm going to get me at least a half a dozen of these. trying to pick the healthiest looking ones. There's some down here. There's some blooms starting to form right there. We'll get those off there. Now this is October 30th. We had a chance of frost about the 14th, but we didn't get frost. The lower areas got frost, we didn't. That's why these are still alive. And so we've got a late growing season this time. These are even still trying to bloom. Let's get a couple more. I've got 6 already, but can you have too many of these? If they survive, that would be great. I'd have me a head start on tomatoes next year. Next year, if all of them survive, I'll have a pretty good crop going. So I got a pretty good bunch of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I got 9. Well, we might as well make it 10. Let's find another one. Number 10. We'll see what kind of percentage we get. Alright, there's our 10 tomato plants. We're going to try to save through the winter. Once they get a good root established, then we'll transplant them into pots and try to keep them warm and give them enough light to survive, and then transplant them as soon as we can next spring. Well, alright, it's been a few days. This is the ones that I got out of my garden. Let's see if we can get one out of here. The roots, let's see if I can get it up here where you can see it. See the little hairs of roots just starting to form. What I'm worried about is this yellow one right here. It's got a little yellow on the leaf. I'm going to keep an eye on that one. The rest of it is doing okay here, but it's a little yellow. Now what you want to do is change this water out fairly often until they root. You want to dump that out, put some fresh water in there, probably at least every couple of 3 days. So this is November 6th, so this was done on the 30th, so it's been about 6-7 days. The roots are just starting to form. Now this batch right here, I clipped those off my brother's plants, and that was probably about 5 or 6 days earlier. Let me pull one out here. I didn't get as many of those, but look at the roots. Look at the root system on that. This one is about ready to transplant into some soil. I'm keeping these on a south side facing porch. I've got it enclosed with the greenhouse plastic on it, so it stays a little warmer, keeps the frost off of it, and if I need to, I can heat that area, and that's where I'm going to keep these tomatoes over winter. And I'm going to keep an eye out for those aphids on there. So that's what got them last year, and we're going to try to make sure that's not what's going to happen to them this year. So now this is the 3rd year that I've done this. The first year did great. I think I did 4, and 2 of them survived. I planted those, and they produced tomatoes. They had a head start on the others, and that's great. And that's what I want to do. Last year I lost them to the aphids, and this year we're going to watch for that. So I hope I have several more of these to put out next year. If you've done this before, drop me a comment here. Let me know how things worked out for you and what you did. If you haven't done this before and you're going to try it, let me know what happens. Keep me posted in the comments and let us know, and we'll try to pass that along to everybody else and let them know. So thank y'all very much from Willie Farms. Remember, count your blessings every day, and I believe you will find you're blessed far beyond measure. I know that I am. God bless. Bye.